Hey friends, happy Wednesday, 8th of September. Today we celebrate the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary. So many blessings to you. I'll give you a reflection and then I invite you to click the link to read the readings if you haven't yet done so. Then turn off your screen and spend some time with the Lord. On December 8th, we celebrate the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And so that would be when Anne, the grandmother of Jesus Christ, would have conceived Mary, and God would have preserved her from the stain of original sin. That's how this works. 9 months prior to birthday on September 8th. Question, I don't have the answer to it. When did the church start celebrating the birthday, the nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary on September 8th? Great question. Don't have the answer to that. We have some special readings today. We have Micah, we have Romans, and we have the genealogy of Jesus in Matthew. So at Mass, we would only read either Micah or Romans, but I'll just hit each of them. I know that over on the bishop's website, you can look at both of them. Micah, right? You, Bethlehem Ephrathah, least among all the tribes of Judah. Just that reminder that Mary, as honored as she is in the Catholic and the Orthodox churches, as well known, she was not anything that was flashy in the ways of this world. She was not grabbing headlines. She was a simple servant of God, a young woman in a small town in the middle of a provincial backwater. God does not see with the eyes of the world. God does not care about mightiness or money or power, but rather God looks at the heart, right? That Romans reading, frankly, in my humble estimation, has been used at times to do great spiritual harm, talking about predestination. And whenever we try to, play God and talk about, our ability to evaluate people's value and worth based on their standing in the human community, that's when we enter into trouble. But Paul is just talking about how God has taken care of all things gently and well. And God has been preparing for a long, long time, and preparing for the moment of new life, recreation in Jesus Christ. One of the things that I'm wrestling with right now, and it's just kind of percolating back up in a bit of my prayer, man, I do not love the moment that we are in, again, as a people in the midst of a pandemic. It's a place of suffering and pain for me. To sit there as a person of faith and to acknowledge that God allows evil things to happen in the midst of the world and is even using the suffering and the darkness of this age in order to bring the human family to even greater glory in Jesus Christ, right? That I would take us in a different way, but to allow that God's mysterious plan unfolds in ways that I do not understand. That's a little bit of what I'm praying into on this birthday of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Turns out, I'm not the center of the universe. Turns out that when I accept, when I surrender, when I detach, indeed, from my own self at times, that this can be a place of grace and a place of new life in Jesus Christ. So that's Romans. One word about the gospel. Genealogies are probably one of the most famous things that we as moderns struggle with, right? So feel free, work through it. One of the things my scripture profs made sure that we understood, when you see the name of a woman in Matthew's genealogy, the Old Testament knowledge should just trigger, God's doing something new. And so we have, Judah became the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar, who had to dress up as a sex worker in order to stand upon her rights in the midst of the family. God, who did something in bringing more of the covenant to the family through the surprises of a woman. Then we have, Boaz became the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth. We read that story a few weeks ago. The foreigner who becomes the grandmother of the great king. Then we have David became the father of Solomon, whose mother had been the wife of Uriah, who herself was raped by the great king, right? And then, of course, we have Mary, the virgin. God doing something unexpected and new in the midst of the family. I'm not sure that I want to pray this prayer today, but perhaps we would just open it up and invite God to surprise us. Invite God in the power of the life-giving Spirit to blow new ways and new life into our own story today. Again, I'm not sure that I want to pray that prayer. We'll see what happens in the silence. All right, read the readings prayerfully if you haven't yet done so. Turn off the screen. Spend some time with the Lord. Blessed Wednesday, friends. Blessed happy birthday to the Blessed Virgin Mary. And let's be praying for each other and praying for folks that are having a hard time. God bless.